One day, Sheena, Cheryl, Vanessa, and Tiffany got together during calculus because they were planning a surprise.
Miss Charlene Day was coming and they wanted to bake her a chocolate cake.
Although they had one whole box of cake mix, they only had one tub of icing that was already open.
This was a problem because they wanted to make Grandma Sally's famous chocolate cake, but the recipe called for one box of chocolate cake mix and one whole tub of icing, which they did not have.
So they spent some time thinking what to do, and they came up with the solution of
using calculus! Yes, using calculus.
They still remembered this lesson that Miss Charlene had expertly taught back in February.
They decided to use the principles of maximum and
Minimum.
with solid figures.
So they assigned Cheryl, the smart one, to create a problem.
We want to bake a cake with the same volume as the recipe, but the minimum surface area, so we're sure to have enough icing. What are the dimensions of this cake?
The recipe called for a cake with a diameter of 10 inches, a radius of 5 inches, and a height of 3 inches. They plugged these numbers into the volume equation to find the volume of the recipe's cake, which is 75 pi, or 235.619 cubic inches.
They then used algebra to solve for the height in terms of the volume and radius. They also found the surface area of the top and the side of the cake. After determining this, they plugged the height expression and the volume into the surface area equation, which is SA equals to pi r squared plus 150r to the negative 1.
In order to find the minimum surface area, they determined that they must find the value of the radius at which the derivative of the surface equals to 0. When the graph of the surface area is changing slopes, there will be a horizontal tangent line, which means the slope tangent and the derivative of that point equals to 0. They found the derivative of the surface area using the power rule. They then factored out 2 pi r to the negative 2 to find the two critical points.
They set both expressions equal to 0 and found that the radius could equal to 0 or the cube root of 75. The pan cannot have a radius of 0, so they figured that the radius must be the cube root of 75, or about 4.217 inches. They plugged in the volume and the radius in the previously found height equation to find the height of 4.217 inches.
So using calculus, they found the size of the cake with the minimum surface area with the same volume as the cake recipe. Yay!
Because diameter equals twice the radius, the diameter of the ideal cake pan is about 8.434 inches, and the height they found was 4.217 inches.
So Sheena logged on to her Amazon account and ordered a custom cake pan. Order sent!
A little while later, an Amazon truck came and dropped off a package.
And our customized cake pan was here!
So they all went to Vanessa's house and began to bake the cake.
After about an hour of baking and waiting for the cake to cool,
They iced the cake. They had just enough icing to create
A beautiful cake!
On Miss Charlene Day, Cheryl, Sheena, Tiffany, and Vanessa gave Miss Charlene the chocolate cake, which was very delicious.
The problem may have seemed a little bit difficult, but by using calculus, in reality it was actually just a piece of cake.
The end!